After watching this video, you'll be able to build better, more profitable websites, and you'll build them faster than ever before.
What?
There are two main ways to build a website. The traditional method, writing code from scratch, or using a website builder like Webflow or WordPress. This video applies to both camps because the core concept is the same. That said, I'll focus more on writing code because it gives you more creative control. And frankly, it's just better. Now, every time I say CSS, think of it as the styling options inside website builders. And every time I mention a code editor, just translate that to WordPress or Webflow. Before I learned how to code, I built websites using WordPress and made a ton of mistakes. The funny part? I kept making those mistakes even after learning to code. Why? Because YouTube taught me how to use WordPress and how to write code, but no one ever taught me how to build a website. If that makes any sense? Tell me if this sounds familiar. You end up rewriting your entire code base because you hate how the final website looks or functions. You're staring at a blank screen with zero clue where to start. Your site takes 10 seconds to load, even on 4G. Or worse, your client keeps asking for revision after revision, and nothing seems to make them happy. So, here's the solution to all those problems. Build the best website possible, with the least amount of time and effort. And to do that, you need just two things. 1. Design first. I'm talking proper design. Start by figuring out who your audience is and what problem your website solves for them.
What?
Design includes content too. So once you know who your audience is and what they want, the right headings, images, and messaging will come to you naturally. And not just that. You'll also be able to map out the structure of the website from the start. You'll know whether or not to use cards. If yes, then how many? How big? Because now you're thinking like your users. You're solving for them, and that's when things start getting easier. But remember, design is only step 1.
What?
2. Actually implement that design. It doesn't matter whether you're using a no-code tool or writing the code by hand. What matters is that you've already thought through and planned everything in phase 1. That's what makes implementation a breeze. But here's a heads up. Be mindful of the limitations, whether it's the no-code platform you're using or your own coding skills. Don't design something that becomes a nightmare to build. Because truth is, most users won't even notice how hard you worked on it. We'll look at some smart little tricks that deliver a great user experience without breaking your back to build them. Let's start with something easy but powerful. Repeatable design. Repeatable design brings consistency, and consistency looks good. It's satisfying to the eye. Let me show you a few examples. Another tip: break your page into sections. That way, you can focus on one part at a time. The first section, the hero section. Some say it's the most important part of any website. Why? Because users spend just seconds deciding whether to stay or bounce. So you need a strong, punchy heading right up front. It has to grab attention. Coming up with that heading is easy if you just answer this. What problem are you solving for your user? Remember, users don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. Once you've got their attention, expand on that heading with a short paragraph, 2 or 3 lines. Add a complimentary image, video, or demo. Something that brings your message to life. That combo, a clear headline, a concise paragraph, and the right visual, is the easiest way to help users get what you're offering. And once they understand, hit them with a call to action. Whether it's learn more, sign up, or buy now, your CTA should be right there, no scrolling needed. Now, when designing the hero section, you've got 2 layout options. 2-column layout. 1-column layout. 2-column is more popular. It adapts easily to all screen sizes. But 1-column works too, as long as it's responsive across devices. Once your hero section is solid, move on to the next section. The details. This is where you talk more about your product or service. Again, no fluff, no filler. Just get straight to the point. You've got their attention. Now you need to earn their trust. If it's a product, list the features and benefits. Mention the pricing. Help them understand why they should pick you over someone else. Keep asking yourself, what's the purpose of this section? If it's to explain something, do it simply. If it's to show off, do it with confidence. Whatever you say, it should answer questions your users are already asking. To figure those out, talk to them, and look at your competitors. Often, a great heading is just a bold offer your competitors don't make. Here's one: unlimited downloads, unlimited fun. If your competition doesn't offer that, you've already got an edge. Or maybe go with a heading that answers a frequent question: no ads, no privacy risks. Imagine a new social media site using that on their sign-up page. Powerful, right? Pair bold headlines like these with crisp illustrations or striking images, and boom, you're golden. There are loads of free design resources out there. You'll find what you need. And the best part? You still haven't written a single line of code, but you're miles ahead already. Website building, like most things, follows the 80-20 rule. Think and plan first. It'll save you from a whole lot of pain later. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. Now let's talk about colors and fonts. You'll need at least 4 colors, including black and white. You can play with different shades, but don't overdo it. The other 2 are your accent colors. These add personality and style. Use them for buttons, borders, gradients, anywhere you want to draw attention. Fonts. It's best to stick with 1 font per website. If you're a bit more experienced, go for 2 to 3 max. Any more than that, and things start to look messy. But honestly, don't stress too much about fonts and colors just yet. We'll use CSS variables to build our website, and that changes the game. If you're using a no-code tool, you can set these as global fonts and colors. The cool part? With variables, you can tweak your entire design later, just by changing a few values. 1 update, and it reflects across the whole site. Simple. And if you plan to add a dark mode toggle, variables make that way easier too. Once we've defined our variables, it's time to apply them by assigning consistent classes to repeating elements. Why? So we don't have to write the same CSS code over and over again. In fact, using shared classes and variables makes the entire site easier to build and even easier to modify at any stage. Back in the day, I used to open WordPress or VS Code and just dive straight into building. No design, no content, just vibes. And the result? A cluttered, broken-looking site that needed to be rebuilt, or worse, hours spent tweaking tiny things until the client was finally happy. That's why I do it differently now. Design comes first. I prep all the final content. I plan out the repeatable design patterns, and only when I'm happy with everything, I open VS Code, my favorite editor. Now earlier, I promised you some easy tricks to instantly boost user experience. So if you stuck around till the end, here they are. Dynamic heading sizes, flexible card layouts, SVG icons for crisp, scalable visuals, snap scrolling for smooth navigation, responsive scaling, up or down. That's it. The fastest and simplest way to build clean, modern websites without burning out. Got a tip of your own? Drop it in the comments, just below that like and subscribe button.